Is that a Martian? That voice. Hey, you. Excuse me. I came up from the underground, just like you. Here, let me. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say. I will do my best. Let's try to stop her bleeding. Turn her upright, and place her leg on her bag. Put pressure on the wound with this cloth. Don't panic, this won't hurt. I rid you of all your corruption. Wait, we can exchange introductions later. We must tend to her wounds first. I gave her some medicine. Keep her still. Eventually her bleeding will slow. It's too early to call it a miracle. The winds blow strong here. Far too cold for her in this state. Find a place where the wind doesn't blow and no Martian will find us. Let's move immediately. Follow me. Professor? But we should return to camp. We'll plan accordingly. If they hadn't fled, perhaps they would have made it. We all know that if a Martian's torturing you, the best thing to do would be to stay still. If that man were braver, he could have pushed through. Just stating the truth. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. What the hell? It's coming from that jail door. You're right. Maybe I prefer being admonished by a computer over you. As if you don't deserve a good ripping. What with your clumsy hands? The door should get you next. You're fooling yourself if you deny it. Fair enough. The door stopped responding. I have better things to do than argue with you. I've said my piece. Hold on a moment. I feel ill. Sorry, I'm fine. I just need a minute. Thanks. Sorry. I'm all better. Let's go. I said I'm fine. If I need to stop, I'll tell you. Fine. All we're doing is wasting time. On with it. There's the orb. Beats me. It's so large it could need several more towers to power itself. While it's possible there are more feeding towers, it's just as likely this orb could send us right where we want to be. If I knew the ins and outs of this structure, then we wouldn't have to guess, would we? But there are countless connections to the main hub tower. They could be anywhere. Besides, most of your allies are Blood Maidens. If Jack is with the Blood Maidens, they'll be just as capable as we are. Wouldn't you assume so? We have enough to infer that there are others destroying cores. That's fact. Then that confirms it. Even if they're not in this tower, then that crosses another off the list and brings us one step closer. I'm just stating an observation. Or should I refrain from sharing insight? Agreed. We should make our way back to camp and update them. Oh, then you better start talking. You had contact with the outside this whole time. What's up with that? I heard what you said. You maintain contact with Snark, correct? Sorry, but this won't slide. As of now, you're our prisoner. Just a start. Regardless, you had the means to contact him all along. I see. Explains that feeling I had. I knew something was off. People on the surface call Martians contaminated. But you knew underground nomenclature. You even knew Snark's underground name. Professor Tojima. Nevertheless, you attempted contact while trying to gain our confidence. Did it work? And you think we're gonna believe that, do you? So what's your endgame? What are you and Snark conspiring about now? Total planetary control? You hide your connection to Snark and then think we'll take your word for everything else? Are you in on this too, Haru? Right. I'll take your word for it then. Very well. I can see that you may not be conspiring with Snark, but that doesn't mean we trust you. Jabberwock, Katawaki has been assigned to watch over you at all times. If you don't want to cooperate, then you're welcome to join him. One less mouth to feed. Better not. Any more slip-ups, and it becomes non-negotiable. Ah, yes, one more thing I wanted to ask. Who is this How to Heralde you called with the transmitter? Professor, Snark, How to Heralde? How many names can one man have? Are there any more of you on this planet? You referred to an us earlier. I see. Well, no sense waiting to see what's next. What the hell? There's something menacing about this tower. Ah, then we've made it. Must be. Its size and our location would indicate so. I'm unaware of other floating towers. Yeah, that's a word for it. Anyway, we should gather the others at camp and update them. Listen up, everyone. We discovered an orb leading us to the Devouring Armada Tower. I've gathered you here today to discuss our main objective, which is infiltrating and destroying the tower. What's the matter, you two? I expected more enthusiasm. Report. Have you found something? All right, the blood sample. What about it? Wait. You two lied to me? We had our whole conversation about transparency the other day, and you pull this? I'm speechless. Suspicion? What? What do you mean? I'm a blood youth. That makes me half human, half Martian. That's it, isn't it? Then what is it? Answer me! No, it's real. These must be your friends. I'm Toe. Like you, I'm an escaped prisoner from jail. I was warped to a tower where I met Kaguya and her companions. That's all. Though, you needn't introduce yourself to me, as if this group ever stops talking about you. Jack, I assume? Yep. We must bring it down, or I can never search for my wife in peace. Don't give me that look, Jack. I've done nothing wrong. I'm offended. Then I'll apologize. I had hoped seeing you in person would jog something, but it doesn't. No, it can't be flattery. Because when I look at Jack, I become irritated. Indeed. Best for us to keep up to date with everything going on. Ready when you are. Precautions were taken to ensure that no one would jeopardize our plan. The rest of you can come now. Sorry, singling out their leader is a tricky task. But now you can show your faces. What? How do I have the same blood as Jabberwock and Haru? How can that be? Sorry, Red Riding Hood. I'm thinking. Right. Am I Snark reincarnate? But that doesn't explain how I'm a blood youth, though. But this Mary gun... If it is the result of mimicry, then it makes sense. It seems my blood proves your point and explains the connections. But this seems to be of little import to me. This is more significant for you, no? Why keep it a secret until now? I'll trust you there. But this matters little to me. Red Riding Hood, let me be perfectly clear. My wife and I never had children, so I don't take kindly to that term. I refuse to associate myself with the Snark you all know. He and I are nothing alike. Oh, Haru, Jabberwock, does that mean you know my wife? I see. That settles it then. Let's call it a day. We have more of the Devouring Armada Tower to explore, so we should rest. Good night. Stop right there, Gato. I'm impressed a mere human could do so much. Remarkable dedication, but it ends here. Time remaining? I see. You're trying to drop the moon! No, there's still hope. Yes, there is. However, Gato is our first priority. We must stop him. His gore suit is immeasurably strong. I'm sure you can all sense it, but we must stand together and fight. He makes Massacre Pink look like child's play. This is the pinnacle of invention. The gore suit. Red Riding Hood, don't go after him! There's something else we must do! That's right. I've put you all through so much. You were forced to join a fake organization called Dawn, risking your lives to kill Martians, all while captive inside of jail. You were flung into battle without realizing you were part of a larger, sinister plot. You did so with pure hearts, full of justice. How painful it must have been for the person who raised you to have manipulated you like that. That man called Snark was a monster. He took advantage of others for personal gain, all in the interest of finding his wife. Red Riding Hood, Well, we never had a child. Red Riding Hood, Thumbelina, Snow White, Cinderella, and Kaguya, you are guilty of nothing. Your fates were sealed by an evil man who pretended to be kind. I see. I understand now. I get it. Why I became a blood youth. It's because I was jealous of the person who ruined this plan. All because of one human boy. I was jealous of Jack. I tried so hard to understand humanity that I nearly failed you. But Jack came in and got it right straight away. He mastered the charisma I had spent years to perfect. You have no idea how envious I was of him. I am the biggest fool of all. Forgive me. Okay, Devouring Armada Tower. Let me in! So, I'm inside the mind of the tower. This is overwhelming. Waves of emotion. The cascading sorrow. The anguish. People screaming. Lives screaming. Martians screaming. Nightmares screaming. This tower was built brick by brick from numerous regrets, pains, and grudges. This is bad. I'm being engulfed by the pain. If I lose my concentration, I'll drown! But I sense her. My wife is here somewhere. That's right. My wife is... What's that light? Your long white hair and a golden beretta. Slow and steady wins the race, like you always said. I did it so they could proceed. Is that how you say it down here? You think? I beg to differ, right? Even now, you teach me so much. Okay. Thank you. There's so much I wanted to tell you. Yes, I have searched all over for you, yearning for you. You are my everything. But to do so, I went rogue and strayed from my path. Yes. Thank you so much. I have missed you so. Chechiraimi. Is that darkness? Crap! I'm being swallowed by it! Guess I was destined to fail. Perhaps this is my penance for my betrayal. How fitting. To be taken by an everlasting pool of darkness. Forgive me, everyone. He vanished. We have no idea where Gato escaped. I apologize to you all. I'm grateful for the time we had together. Thank you.